All right, perfect.
All right, so look. Oh, we starting? Okay, yeah. Okay, so we went to Home Depot, got stuck in the parking lot basically at Home Depot, and we're sitting there,
We gotta go.
and
We gotta go back. Wait a minute. We gotta go back. Did you say welcome back to Anyway Your Hero?
it's okay. I'm already live.
Okay,
Welcome back
just
to A1 Your Hero.
okay.
I didn't say that. Okay.
Okay.
So,
So it started. It started the night before.
night before what?
It started the night before.
Oh, okay. You do
Okay.
your part because I was about to just
Okay.
jump right into it.
So, okay. So basically, so this would have been what, a Saturday?
I don't know. Sure.
Yeah, Saturday. Okay. Because today's Monday. Okay. So Saturday night, me and One Your Hero, we were gonna head out and go somewhere. I think I wanted to get something to eat or something. And what happened is while we were sitting in the car, then what happened is, or it might have been when we got back. I'm gonna go when we got back. So no, I think we went before. So before we could leave, you okay?
Mm-hmm.
Before we can leave, what happened is that Anwan Your Hero tried to turn on the car. It's about Saturday night. He's trying to turn on the car, and the car doesn't turn over. Okay, but minute after that, it does turn over. I asked him, I remember asking Anwan Your Hero, I was like, "Well, you sure we should go?" He's like, "Yeah, let's go." So we ended up going. We had to go. I think we went to get some Applebee's. I think that's what happened. So um, next day, which is Sunday, we went to visit a Home Depot. We were trying to get a tree stand, and we drove into the parking lot, and we just parked the car. Um, and I think in the morning, I think before we got there, then the car did the same thing. It kind of didn't turn over, and we just went, and we found ourselves in the Home Depot parking lot. Basically, got out of the car, went in the store, looked around, and then we came back to the car, and then
And then what? Me?
yeah, we
Okay,
came
well,
back to the car,
all right,
and
so
then
came back to the car, tried to turn the car on, minus the stick shift.
yeah,
Okay, so Honda 2001
Civic,
Civic. All
Honda
right, stick
Civic, yeah,
shift.
yeah,
So it's a little different when it comes to a clutch and you got a stick shift. So first thing is you got to put your foot on the brake, and then your right foot on the brake, left foot on the clutch, and you start it. That's how you can start that. Okay, well, the thing is that I didn't leave my lights on. Okay, so my lights turned on. I just turned on the air conditioner turned on, heater turned on. It seemed like so my battery's not dead, right? That's why I'm like, why isn't the car starting? So I turned the key, it's not going that sound. It wasn't revving at all. It was just click, click. I mean, I didn't understand. My lights even came on. So I'm like, okay. I kept thinking it's not the battery. I don't know.
Okay, what's
It
the
can't be
first
the
thing?
battery. It must be the starter. So two guys showed up. They came and
Okay, wait,
huh?
back up. We back up because you're getting ahead of the story.
What?
You're getting ahead of the story. We can't just rush through it because other people are gonna have to deal with it.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so I want you guys to have a clear understanding of it. He's kind of going to the main points and stuff like that, where the people came. So we come back out of Home Depot. And one goes to get in the car. We were supposed to go get some breakfast or whatever. And this is about 12 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday. Oh, it was a Sunday. Sunday. Yeah. So we come back to the car, and one attempts to get in the driver's seat, puts the key in the ignition. And lights came on, nothing happened. So when nothing happened, we kind of had the sigh like everybody does. Oh man, oh, it's not gonna start. What do we do? Okay. And I was telling Anwan, hey Anwan, we have to do something. We gotta get going, do something. So what happened with Anwan Your Hero is that he was low on gas. That was one thing. So we had to go into trying to think if we did. Okay, we had to go back at Home Depot since he was low on gas. And I guess with stick shifts, I'm thinking that you have to have a certain amount of gas in the car in order for it not to do that. I think Anyone Your Hero, I think, mentioned to me that he has to keep it at a certain level of gas. Do you have to do that in a stick shift?
It seemed like it.
Okay.
I mean, I don't for that Honda Civic 2000 that
Okay.
car,
Yeah.
if you go 3 notches below half, like those lines, if you go 3 below half, it seems to want to not. It seems to not want to start every time. Like it seems to have a problem with starting every time after you've driven it for a while.
Where's the gas thing, the gas symbol? Like, how does it show up on your car? Like, is it
So
at the bottom? Is it in the middle, top?
where all cars are is right where the steering wheel is. You look right above the steering wheel.
In my car is an automatic. It's a Honda Accord 1992 Honda Accord. My gas can, when it's empty, is at the bottom where it says E, and then above that, right above that, it says the sign where you have to go to the gas station for me. And in the middle is kind of where it's halfway full and full. So for him, it's a little unique because his gas thing, the symbol to go get some gas is in the middle, which is different to me because that's the first time I've seen that. And then he has empty at the bottom to kind of illustrate what it is. Some of you guys might have something similar or different if you have like a clutch, maybe. I'm not sure if it's maybe the design. So we go in Home Depot. Before we go in Home Depot, what I want to say is that the first thing you feel when your car does not start, because it's happened to me a lot with my car, you feel embarrassed. That's the first thing you feel is embarrassment when your car doesn't start up. Because for me, I do that. My car doesn't start. I'm looking around, seeing the people looking and everything, because my car isn't starting up and everything. And for me, it's a thing about are people looking or seeing anything, and it feels embarrassing to have to do that, to be stuck.
What's up, George? Thanks for watching, man.
And so it's scary when you get stuck. So that's one of the things. But I told him, hey, we got to power through this because it's never happened to him. It's happened to me a lot of times. So I told him, hey, let's power through it. Went in Home Depot and we went ahead, got a gas can. And then we decided, okay, we got to go across. There's a quick trip across the street.
Yeah, it happened yesterday.
Yeah, so it's a quick trip across the street. So we had to walk across the street to get some gas. I had to kind of stand there in the spot. He went to pay for the gas, long ass line, everything. Came back out and stuff like that. Somebody offered to help me while I was standing there and stuff. And I was like, no, I'm cool, Walked back across the street again to the car. He put the gas in the car. Tried to turn it on. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. So we was like, oh man, what do we have to do? So then, and I think I got the oil and the gas mixed up. So we go back across the street, go get the oil, bring the oil back, put it in there. Nothing happened.
Now I really thought that the oil thing was going to fix it.
Yeah.
But it didn't. I mean, because with the clutch, it's kind of hard when your car is a stick shift. When you're driving it, no, the battery didn't die. It was just like not. It was holding low charge.
Yeah.
I'll get to that in just a moment. But when it comes to a stick shift, you have a clutch, okay, and this thing called flywheel and all this extra stuff. Well, here's the thing: is that when you're using the clutch and you're driving, okay, you're slipping it. So it's like something's grinding against a wheel, okay, and you can smell the clutch kind of burning. So it's hard. It smells just like if your oil was hot or if your oil maybe was like low on oil. So it's a bit confusing, which is why I thought, okay, well, put oil in there, it's going to work. Because maybe the oil's low because it's been smelling, having that burning smell. But the same thing happens, even if you've been driving your clutch and you just park, same thing will happen because that's the same smell might be there.
Okay.
I guess depending on how old or new your clutch is.
Okay, so I think what do we do at this point? So after we put the oil in, the gas in, nothing happened. Then at that point, we was kind of like, okay, what do we do now? Because it didn't work. My car, when I put oil in it, because what happens to me is that if I don't have oil in my car, it won't start or something like that. And put the oil in it, it starts right up. For him, it didn't work. So then we was standing there in front of the hood, the car, hood open. And we was left there to try to figure out what happened. And then I think this is where the dudes came in or something like that. Where they came in.
So 2 guys came in. They came over and said, "Hey, you need some help?" I was like, "Yeah, man, my battery's working, my lights is on, but my car's not starting." He's like, "Oh, try to turn it on. Try to turn it on." And I get no sound. Like the belt, the hood's up, the belts are not turning. It's not revving even. And I'm like, this is just a weird, peculiar thing because it just makes me think that the starter itself is messed up, right? Well, later on down the road, find out it's not the case. But we tried jumping it.
Well, how did it go with the first guy?
With the first guy, we tried jumping it, okay, and it didn't work. So the guy was like, okay, well, we tried jumping it. It's not working. Car's not turning over. Call your insurance company. I was like, okay, we State Farm. They, try calling them, but it was just an answer machine. So they had sent me a text message. So I had to click on the link, and you better have an internet connection on your phone because that's what they do. Okay, if you're using State Farm, they're going to send you a freaking text message on your phone. You got to hit the link, and you got to choose what option you need. I choose the battery option. Even if I chose the battery option, what happened was they still wanted me to tow. They still was like leading me to the option to get the car towed instead of having somebody come out with a battery or deal with the battery situation. So I scratched that. Then I called anybody I could, call. I was like, hey, call my boss. So he's like, okay, well, it might be some wires, some plugs or something like that. So okay.
So you start working on tightening up the battery.
Yeah. So when I called him, I wiggled some wires around, tried clicking it, still didn't work.
Yeah.
Okay, but then I got in luck. Because my boss like, well, they should have had it on there for a couple minutes to charge the battery.
Yeah.
It's like because the battery might still have a charge, but it's not charged enough to actually click your starter over.
Yeah.
And they did have it sitting on there. And I got in luck the second time. Boom, a new guy shows up. The Raven dude shows up. He's like, hey, you need to jump? I was like, yeah, but I'm gonna need it to charge for a while.
Yeah.
And he was like, so I did it with some other guys, but he didn't charge it. This guy's like, okay, well, let me look it up. So he did something else. He looked it up, did some research, and found out I had to put the black part on a metal piece on my car, while he has the red on the positive and the black on the negative on his battery terminals. Okay, the red was on the plus on my battery terminal, but on mine, for my car, on my battery, it had to be connected on a metal piece to ground it. We sat there, I timed it 3 minutes. And then at first it didn't seem like it didn't work because I had her in the car, which doesn't really know how to start the stick shift.
Yeah.
But I needed teamwork. Well, anyway, it was like, oh, it didn't work. So we thought, okay, waited the 3 minutes,
Okay.
And then I got in the front seat.
Yeah, but the guy left though.
Yeah, no, the guy left, but his car was still there. So
he left.
She said, hey, let's write him a note, let him know that it did work and stuff like that. So I just wrote it on the receipt, hey, thank you. Or she wrote, thank you. Car started, stuff like that. So that's what I did. Got home, watched Scotty Kilmer, and he was telling my exact situation. And he said that when you're stuck like that, after you've driven, when your car starts when it's cold, but it doesn't start back up after you've driven it and it's a bit on the hot side, it's because your car doesn't need as much power to light and start it because it's already hot, it's already warm, it's not a cold start. So what Scotty Kilmer said to do is floor their gas in neutral and turn it on.
Yeah.
And that way it floods a lot more gas to turn your car over so that you're not stuck somewhere. Okay. So that happened because I went to a freaking gas station, went and got some gas, and that's exactly what the freak happened. I had to turn the car off. I was going to put the gas in, got stuck. But by this time I already learned from Scotty Kilmer. Okay.
Yeah.
So I did that. Car was in neutral. I had my brake on car was in neutral. My handbrake was up. I floored it, turned it on.
Yeah.
And it freaking worked. It turned over. So that's what you can do. Anything else you want to add?
Oh yeah. Well, to add a little mystery to the story, before we got home, because we left I think a few hours earlier. But we went to the AutoZone, and we went there, and he got his starting system tested. So they tested the battery, alternator, starter. They tested all of them, and what they found out was that it actually, his battery is good, his starter was good, his alternator was good. So that leaves the question of what was it really that happened? So It happened to me with my car, so I want people to know that you may go to AutoZone and test it, and you find out everything's fine, and that's when you're kind of confused. What I'd say is, if you can, my advice is when you go get your car serviced, definitely get them to do a diagnostic for you so they can see if they can find anything. With my car, what I have to do, since it's older, I always have to replace the battery after a certain amount of months. I guess something drains it down at some point, even if I don't do anything or whatever, it drains down by itself. So I have to replace it, I'd say maybe every 6 months or something, which is not the best and it's not ideal. But I would tell people, if you're gonna have to replace your battery, go to AutoZone, get a return, like a warranty on it or something like that, so you can bring it back as many times as you need to, so you can keep your stuff rolling and stuff, because that's what I've had to do. And I think I've had to switch out, I think like maybe 3 times or something. Battery I got now, I've had it for quite a while. But I'm just saying, you want to make sure you keep stuff up so it actually helps and stuff like that, because it's scary when you stop. For me, it's scary because I'm by myself and stuff like that when I'm driving. For him, it was scary even though I was there, and it's always oh man, what if people are looking, what do people think, if you don't get in the car and roll, So it's just something I want to share because it happens to me and it might happen to other people. And I think it's just helpful to at least get the information out there, at least so it can help. Scotty Kilmer, great YouTube channel for car stuff and everything. So
all right, George. So I see you said it was for you it was your starter. For her, it was a starter too. Even though she got a replacement one, what turned out was that her car would rev, okay, and rev and have a possibility of turning over, but we would use starting fluid, and she would have a better start for hers at least. So the thing is that your starter could get loose. For her, her starter it kind of gets a little bit loose. Once that happens, it just makes a noise. Well, probably you get in there, you gotta need like a long socket, and one of those sockets that kind of bend and stuff like that to get in there and tighten up the bolts. Once I did that, her starter was fine. Her starter was fine. It was just loose.
Yeah.
So your starter might even be good, and don't say, "Oh, it's a bad starter," I just got to replace. It just might not be tightened all the way on there, flushed on there for the gears to catch it for your car to start.
I think my dad had a used starter. I think he went to Pick and Pull and got a starter or something, and then he put it in there and stuff like that.
Yeah, he showed me how to do it.
I think he did and stuff. I think that's what happened.
But yeah, George, if your stuff is revving, then at least your starter's trying to do something. But if it's not doing anything, do what I did. Check your wires, push any wires in that connects from your battery to your starter.
Yeah.
Push those wires in. And if you're still stuck, floor your gas in neutral, then do it at the same time. Like floor your gas, turn it on. If it kicks over, then you're okay. And then, get your stuff tested at AutoZone. I did.
Oh, yeah.
Battery was fine, passed. Alternator was fine, it passed. And it said starter was fine, it passed.
Oh, yeah. And don't forget to have any jumper cables and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because that's what we learned from the guy, that you need jumper cables so people can help you. And don't turn down help from people if they say they're going to help you out, at least. Because it was getting cold yesterday, and I'm glad it wasn't happening when it was snowing, because if it was snowing, it would have been worse.
And get yourself a 2 gallon
quarter oil or something.
Tank get a 2 gallon jug from Home Depot or wherever you can get one at, so that you can actually go to a gas station, go fill it up and bring it back.
Oh, you mean a gas can?
And not only that, you need a funnel, a long one. You can't use one of them cups because it's not gonna work. The way that you have to pour the gas in your tank, you need that long extension kind of funnel that's got that weird kind of lip. Is kind of like this, and it goes out like that. You got to pour it in there, and it goes in.
Yeah.
Because that's just the safest way to do it. Because otherwise, you're not going to be able to get all that gas in there. I tried. You need long funnels. Mm-hmm. Is there anything else? Mm-hmm. All right. I want to thank y'all for watching. Peace.
Peace.